nothing.
Yes. Oh shit! Sorry about that. Next Gen Jerks, everybody.
Part 2.
Part 2. Because we actually had more shit than we could handle the last few episodes.
We didn't really have that many topics. We've just been talking quite a bit.
Well, that's good. That's what makes the show great. All right, so where did we leave off here? We got on a
Crazy Mario Mud.
Oh yes, I got to look that up again here. While I'm looking
we're
that
starting off this episode the way we intended to start last episode.
All right, what the fuck was that called?
But in the meantime,
yeah, Super Mario something. Yeah, go to. Are you still looking at Wii U shit?
yes.
Well, no, go look at the Blops big robot thing. You'll like that. I swear to God. You love giant shit.
We'll get to that.
And what are you looking at?
Here we go again.
What did we got on the screen here, dude?
Oh.
Oh, sorry about that.
Wrong screen.
All right, Super Mario crossover. God, it is so hard to type shit out on this thing.
All right. Yes, less talking. Good idea, Windows. Tell me about Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And get that. No, there.
Okay, there we go. I'm good. Yes, John, in the last episode that you may have just watched, John went on a tirade about fucking Wii U. He's all intrigued now. The console that's not getting any love from anyone in the world, now John wants piece of.
Oh, I see they're trying to make some subtle point. Not so subtle, I might add.
Any boundaries behind.
I'm just saying, man, it is the least popular console out there. But for some odd reason, it has you intrigued all of a sudden. What are we watching?
I don't know. Is this an ad within an ad?
I think so.
Wait, that's...
That looks like... That may be Monster Hunter. I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't like the multiculturalism represented in this trailer.
They're just trying to let you know everybody games, man.
They don't have to be so blunt about it.
What? The girl, the
Look,
black guy, the white guy,
girls,
the Asian?
black, white, Asian.
Everybody likes to play.
Where's the red man?
Connect with the ones you don't.
You get to connect with the red man over the internet.
Ah, there you go. Always keep Indians at a distance.
It's your hunt. Anytime.
Well, that was a stupid trailer.
And I
Monster
think...
Hunter 3 Ultimate, exclusively on Nintendo 3DS.
So yeah, it doesn't matter that what the gameplay is about at all. It just matters that you can play with other people. That's what that just said.
Yeah, fuck. That was a stupid trailer. I want to know more about the game. You've lost me.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank God. All right. I found this little tidbit here. Do I have a... Yeah, click... No, don't click the YouTube video. Fuck it. This crazy-ass crossover somebody put together for Mario Brothers. It is kind of awesome. I think John will like it because it has a bunch of old stuff from today. And check this out because this is crazy. You got your classic Mario rocking here. Now watching this, I do kind of want to play old Mario games. Come on, get to it. Yep, that's how you kill Bowser. Oh, here we go. The Mega Man game you always wanted. That's Castlevania, I do believe. Yep, there's the whip. Fucking Zelda. Or Link, sorry, for all you nerds out there that hate that shit. Fucking Contra. Can you actually shoot a black helmet thing with Contra? I'm not sure what the tank thing is referenced from.
Blaster Master.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, you got the classic hammer from the original Mario Brothers.
Is that Atari Mario?
Yeah, it got shipped back 2 gens when you pick up the hammer. I'm guessing that's Blaster.
That's Atari.
That's Atari. Yeah, I love how the farther you go into it, the graphics just continually get worse and worse. This looks like a Pitfall. Oh, and then it shifts instantly.
Super Mario 2.
Yep. I don't remember what game that's from.
River City Ransom.
Is that what it is?
music in a game ever.
Hudson. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Hudson Soft. Man, you really don't know old games, dude.
No, obviously not.
Hudson Soft was notorious for putting their name in every fucking game they made.
I don't know why they have a normal and hard version side by side.
It must mean something.
I see they took a few jumps out of the easy version. Oh, okay, yeah. The map's different.
This is an actual game.
I guess. You probably got to download it off the internet somewhere. There was a story on it, but I don't remember what happened in the story. Oh, come on, Castlevania guy. Get the fucking... What? Oh, it shifted to Super Nintendo.
Mario World.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the music in Super Mario World was pretty good, too.
Actually, Super Mario World was probably the one game I wanted to play more of, but never got a chance to. 'Cause I never had a Super Nintendo.
You never beat it?
No, I never had a Super Nintendo to beat it. That was the one console I never owned.
Now it's fucking Legend of Zelda 2. Oh, with Tetris Blaster Master. What the fuck? That's awesome.
I don't know what the fuck. That guy must be from Mega Man or something. Oh, Kid Icarus!
Sonic's Quest.
You can play as a skeleton. That is awesome. Yep. It's kind of funny going back and trying to play Mega Man games now. They're just so fucking hard. I'm surprised they haven't made like a third-person rendition of Mega Man. Or any Mega Man games for that matter.
Super Mario Brothers crossover 3.0.
Only on explodingrabbit.com.
Oh, it must be a game somebody
It's
just
a
made.
download, yeah.
That's pretty funny, though.
But yeah, I thought you'd like that. What the fuck is this? These
Well,
people
hey
from Exploding
guys,
Rabbit.
welcome to the party. We're just celebrating the 3-year anniversary of Super Mario Crossover. Can you believe it's been 3 years?
I can't believe you're a grown
I
man
don't
wearing
know,
a
but
Pikachu
I
t-shirt.
need to take it off before we get shut down for copyright violation. Seems like every video with a person in it gets fucking copyrighted.
But yeah, that was a nice little trip down memory lane. And now the next one
Yeah,
I
that
wanna
was
do-
interesting.
skip down to the DuckTales one because I want to do that one too.
DuckTales.
It is a completely remastered version of the original DuckTales game back from Nintendo in like 86
Yes, I'm very
or
interested in
whatever.
this game.
Yeah, so am I. I love that this was actually one of the games for Nintendo that actually worked. Like it didn't, but there were some Nintendo games back in the day that just didn't seem to play very well, and this one was just smooth as hell. I always loved it. It always takes me back to that kind of,
Why did it only get 7.0?
I don't know.
That's no good.
Well, it's fucking IGN, man. Who cares what hell they rated it?
They do tend to suck.
But the remastered version I know has an actual extra level that they made for it. Here we go. They put in an extra, like a prologue level that gets started. That's you play before you actually get into the original game. But everything's been remastered. All the original voice works back in there. And like I said, this was just one of the greatest Nintendo games ever. Right next to that Aladdin game that was also very good. Remember, there was a really good Aladdin game.
Aladdin.
There was a really kick-ass Aladdin game. The game that taught me everything about a genre.
You mean Aladdin?
That's what I said.
Is that an Aladdin game?
And
Like Aladdin, like
yes,
Disney.
the Disney character, yes.
Yeah, that was on Sega Genesis.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I remember playing so good instead of Nintendo.
Life is like a hurricane.
Oh my
sold me
god,
already.
it's the karaoke version here. Oh, the cane pogo stick. That looks really good.
It does. Jeez, that looks like the cartoon. That's like playing the cartoon.
I know. So crisp and clear.
I know, we're just totally mesmerized.
Wow, childhood reborn. Now, I did find out the release dates on this. For some reason, PlayStation and Wii U gets it next week, but Xbox doesn't get it till September 11th. So obviously there's one video game company out there that's still not in Xbox's back pocket because they have to wait a month to get something.
And they're releasing it on the date of our national disaster.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that signifies something.
Oh. So, yeah. But, you know, this game, everyone bitches about, like, the days, you know, when MTV used to play music. Now they don't do that anymore. It kind of takes me back to the same argument, like back in the days when Disney used to play cartoons and not little kid TV shows. Because, you know, that's where that takes me back to. Just all the great characters that Disney has completely fucking given up on. And this game was one of the best ones of that group of...
Where's the review, though? They're giving us 7.
Where do you see 7?
Right
oh,
there.
7.0. There's right there.
That's a summary.
No, that's the review.
That's the,
no,
that can't
that's
be a
about
review.
the... Okay, go scroll down a little bit. I don't know.
There's nothing else.
I don't know then. Click on the picture where it says the 7.0.
What about this?
Because you're on the wiki link. That's why.
No.
This is the video review.
Life is like... No, I got this fucking song in my head.
When you have the power to bring great characters together, the possibilities for adventure.
Oh,
are
the
endless.
goddamn Disney game.
What is it?
Play and
Disney Infinity, where it's bringing up all the Disney and Pixar characters and putting them in one big game. But just as my argument as before, none of the original Disney characters I don't think are in there. It's all the ones from the new movies and shit that's been pumped out in the last 10 or 15 years. Where's a good one with Goofy and Donald and all that? Drives me fucking nuts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, okay. There is that. That's like the only love that the original Disney characters get.
Woo!
For any platforming fan that grew up...
God, is that what it looked like back then?
Capcom's DuckTales
yeah.
has become a legend 23 years after its release. It's an undoubtedly special game, one constructed on Mega Man's engine and worked on by many of the faces behind Capcom's most famous 8-bit series. Unfortunately, while the newly updated DuckTales Remastered from Way Forward Studios is an almost screen-for-screen faithful reimagining, it manages to create a few new issues while solving few of the original's problems. The result is an HD remake that looks, sounds, and plays well, but may still miss the mark with newer gamers eager to experience the classic DuckTales, while grading the very fans Remastered is squarely aimed at.
Well, I guess you found me out. Oh well, you guys got any lunch?
No!
Okay.
Here's a change for the better. Gone are the 8-bit graphics DuckTales fans fondly remember, replaced by beautiful HD characters and colorful, vibrant environments.
Good.
Each stage is truly unique. Transylvania really stands out in this regard. I especially enjoyed how Scrooge McDuck looks like he does in the cartoon, as opposed to wearing a strange red coat like in the original. Just like in any old-school Capcom game, music is an integral feature in DuckTales, and Way Forward's new take on the classic tunes is on point. The Moon theme is as epic as ever.
A little too epic.
Party on!
And new story sequences, but alas, this is where Way Forward's project begins to fall from grace a bit. The original DuckTales had story sequences too, but they're quick and easy to skip. Remastered is unnecessarily and annoyingly littered with story sequences. They're everywhere. They're constant. They ruthlessly and repeatedly break up the action. They can be skipped, but you have to go to the main menu to do it every time. It's
Really?
especially annoying how Remastered doesn't remember if you already saw a story sequence. In a game known for non-linearity and uneven difficulty, having to skip the same half-dozen cutscenes on a stage you already went through 3 times is outright irritating.
That would suck.
Yeah, that could be bad.
They could patch it though.
What
That's
made
true.
DuckTales so great back in the day was that its gameplay was truly unique. And to this day, there's not much like it. Instead of shooting a gun, you hop on enemies' heads with Scrooge's cane, while also using that cane as a pogo stick to dodge various obstacles. All of that's back in Remastered because this isn't a game merely inspired by Capcom's DuckTales, it is Capcom's DuckTales. with
Do
only
all
a
the
few
talking
notable
for us,
exceptions,
IGN.
such as boss battles that are far more meaty and
No wonder we
fleshed out
get
than
sucked with copyright shit. We are literally replaying this.
Most
That's 'cause
notably,
we're curious,
inconsistent
too.
Difficulty on the 5 initial stages, which, like the classic Mega Man games, can be taken in any order. Stage balance is something designer Keiji Inafune and his team started to master with Mega Man 3. But when DuckTales came out, it wasn't quite there yet. Remastered also suffers from uneven hit detection and some platforming that's frustrating because of inconsistent controls that sometimes don't read properly. I do like how DuckTales Remastered gives us some control options with Scrooge's cane to try to dumb down the difficulty a bit, especially because this can be toggled on and off. I didn't appreciate some liberties WayForward took with DuckTales' design, however, especially the infuriating post-end boss sequence. It's nothing more than ceremony in the original, but it can actually kill you and send you back to the beginning of the last stage in Remastered. I don't know whose idea that was, but it wasn't a good one.
I still want to play it.
Yes.
DuckTales has, does, and always will hold a very special place in my heart. And I'm not only talking about the game here, I'm talking about the cartoon too. It's great to see this classic game and its characters made available for a whole new generation, but while WayForward's attempt to recreate it is admirable, and even good in most respects, true connoisseurs would rather dust off their NES and play the original instead.
No.
For more
All right, you've
DuckTales
said enough,
Remastered,
IGN, with that little fucking nugget of shit. That's gay. IGN always fucking screws people over
Why?
because they're staffed by assholes.
But yeah, that looks really good. And if they're going to start making remakes like that from old games, then that is truly the way they need to do it.
But DuckTales just cried out for, to be revamped.
I don't know by who, really. I mean, granted,
Everyone. I loved the old DuckTales game.
there's a lot of games back in the day that I loved, but I don't think they need a...
Yeah, but the old DuckTales game was just perfect.
Yeah,
It wasn't perfect, but it was just...
It was a good game.
It was great because it was like Mega Man, but not as fucking, like, gut-wrenchingly fucking difficult as
Yeah,
Mega Man.
Mega Man was a bitch.
And it had characters you could recognize from the cartoon.
Nothing haunted me more about Mega Man than those levels where the box kept reappearing and disappearing, and you had to jump on them at just the right fucking times. I hated that part. And there was one in every damn level.
Bad memory? Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I hated it.
Hell, that was, I think, the only thing that helped me develop a memory when I was a child.
Oh, it was...
Fucking playing those games and have to memorize whole sequences. I beat a lot of those games. I was pretty good at old school 8-bit video games, but it was just repetition and memory and memorizing an entire game from start to finish because you had to.
Right.
I mean,
Because you couldn't save them and go back.
if you ever played the game Alex Kidd in Miracle World, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I've heard Alex Kidd, but
Alex
don't
Kidd
think I ever
in
played it.
Miracle World was the Sega Master System answer to Mario, but it was like, you had 3 lives. Three lives, you get extra lives, of course, but you had 3 lives, no continues, no level select, no cheats, no fucking warp zones, no blah, blah, blah. And the whole goddamn game was like, typical, side-scroller shit. But then at the end of certain levels, you get to a boss. Like, you had to beat me to pass. Okay. But you had to play rock, paper, scissors with it. And it was literally like you had to guess what they chose.
Huh. You literally had to play rock, paper, scissors?
Yes.
Wow.
And even with the final boss, you had to play rock, paper, scissors with the final boss, then beat the final boss after you won the rock, paper, scissors match. Otherwise, you would be dead.
Huh. Who the
But
fuck thought of that?
I don't know, but Japanese love to fucking kick you in the nuts, apparently. But it was also unique because you'd get to a certain, you get to certain points in the map, and then if you fucked up earlier in the game and didn't get something, you wouldn't get to a certain point, and then certain parts of the game you couldn't go to, or they had to change something. It was like story arcing stuff, not story arc, but like story deviation based on choices you'd make. It was like the earliest concept of that I could remember, but I really loved that game. Difficult, but you had to memorize a whole bunch of shit, especially there was no real memory of like remembering the rock paper scissors shit. That was all luck. But you understand how frustrating it is to be playing that game for hours and hours, and then be lucky enough to get through all these fucking different rock paper scissors matches, only to get to like the final castle. And then it's a whole new set of memory games you have to play.
Nice.
And then if you fuck up on the last guy and lose, you have to go. You don't go all the way back. You have to start the game over again, chance yourself, and then when you're playing through again, you lose the rock paper scissors matches enough times, and the game over. You got to restart it from the beginning. It was a nightmare. Introducing luck like that into a fucking game that's already difficult enough with its puzzles and strategy shit is just unforgivable. I love that game though.
All right, let's
God,
check
we only
out.
have one topic left.
No, we got 2 topics left.
Oh,
we
we
haven't done Blops yet.
Oh, the Blops 2 Big Robot.
Yes, the final DLC for Black Ops 2 is out, and there is a big giant robot, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's see here. The name of the DLC is called Apocalypse. It features 4 new multiplayer maps, including remakes of Black Ops Stadium and World at War's Courtyard. Do you remember what Courtyard was? Which one was that? I don't remember. Was that the one?
I think Courtyard was the fucking one that took place in the... It's the one I hated.
Was it the one that had like the weird structure in the middle, but there was like a big track around it where you had
was like
tanks?
a bunch of... No, Courtyard was... That was... no, what you're thinking of is the train yard thing.
Because it had tanks in there at first.
Courtyard was the fucking one. I'm pretty sure that was the one that I hated, with all the trenches and bunkers in the middle.
Yeah.
And all the buildings around it.
I'm almost positive we're talking about the same one. We have to look this up now.
Am I spelling that right now? Marps.
Oh, yeah. We're looking for Courtyard from World at War. Castle. There we go.
Oh, God. No, I remember this one.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
This was the Japanese one.
Oh, no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. That was the one with the maze in the middle, and then you got to run around the side. That was actually a good map. I kind of like that map.
Yeah, that was the red building Japanese one.
That was a good map.
No, I didn't like that map.
It
wasn't as bad as Castle, but it was fucking bad.
It had a few certain spots, like that one long stretch around one side that everybody just loved to fucking just go to town on.
Yeah.
It didn't have a whole lot of sniper positions, which I loved. There was really hard to snipe in that fucking map.
I liked Asylum, Dome.
Asylum was really good. Dome was that itty bitty one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Dome was great.
Airfield I hated. Upheaval was okay. CeeLo was okay.
No, CeeLo was horrible. That was that huge one with the train track in the middle of it. That was just fucking horrible. Because that had like all sorts of big open spaces and the cornfields and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that map sucked.
Oh, I love CeeLo.
I fucking hated that map.
I liked Upheaval. I hated Airfield. I fucking still hate Airfield. Castle I hated.
Airfield wasn't that good.
Courtyard I didn't like.
Castle wasn't bad.
Nightfire.
I don't remember. Oh, that was one of the extra maps, the downloadable ones.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Yeah, Call of Duty World. See, this isn't even all the maps because it's not just showing what's its name at night or day and night.
Yeah, it had nightlife on there or some bullshit.
No. It's the one that was on the. What was it? The beach one? Not the beachfront, but the like all the huts. You could play it during the day or play at night.
Was that World at War, or was that?
Yeah, that was World at War. And there was the one that had the it was the bunker up on top of the cliffside, I think is what it was called.
I don't know. We'll go back to the Wiki. Maybe there's a second page of it that you're just not seeing.
Might as well let everyone else watch. Oops.
Because yeah, I know there was more than 8 maps, and if they're showing the downloadable maps too, then
There we go.
yeah, continued.
Oh, here they are. All.
Yeah, there we go.
Bonsai. That's the fucking.
Was that the map with the huts and yeah?
Oh
no,
God, no, that's
no,
that
was the one with the
downloadable
bridge.
One. Yeah,
That was horrible too. Yeah, I remember that.
that was the first map pack. Battery.
I don't really remember that one. It was released in Map Pack 3. Yeah, by that time we kind of quit playing it, so we didn't get to. I think
we may have played.
It looks vaguely familiar, but I don't remember if I liked it or not.
Cliffside. That was the name of it. You remember that map?
Oh yeah, with the caves in the middle. That was actually a pretty good map. Kind of sucked with the sniping because there was that one strip down the middle of it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't a bad map. It wasn't one of the best.
I don't remember Breach either.
Oh,
I remember Breach now.
Yeah, because it had all the buildings that you could run down each side of.
Yes.
Yep.
God, I hated that fucking map too.
That was a pain in the ass because you always just happen to run by a window and get fucking sniped.
Corrosion.
That was that. It was like a grain elevator thing or some shit.
Yeah. Then there was our favorite map of all, Subpins.
Subpins. Oh, God, I forgot all about that. The fucking submarine map. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass, too. It was real.
I so remember. Because every fucking time we play, that map came up at least 15 times per night.
I do remember Subpins now.
Subpins was like the most popular fucking map, it seemed like.
What else do we got? What the hell is Outskirts?
Outskirts.
Oh, the big town.
Yeah, I remember that.
That horrible big town with that big fucking castle in the middle that was always on fire.
There was a church. The
castle.
church with the fucking sniper position that was way up that everyone thought was going to be cool. But
the tower, the bell tower.
Like everyone could see you like from a mile away.
Yeah.
Hangar.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I remember that one. That's the one. That's not Airfield. That's the other one. Hangar is the. It's the one with the big hangar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought
there was a little bit to run around
Airfield.
outside. Well, what's Airfield then?
Airfield is that.
Oh.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Yeah, I don't remember. I barely even remember playing that one.
Let's see.
But so which one did we say was in there?
Roundhouse. That's the one with the tanks and the fucking.
No, that's not the one I was thinking of. That's one of them. But that's not the one I was thinking of.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Roundhouse. I'm pretty sure Roundhouse is it. The one with the fucking warehouse-like building right in the center.
Yeah.
And then the tanks all around, the buildings all around the outskirts, and the fucking thing that was like.
I remember that map, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. This one was more rectangular.
Rectangular.
Yeah. Try.
Macon. That was the one I was talking about. No, that was the one I was talking about. That one.
Yeah, the one where it was both day and night. I fucking hated that map. What the fuck was I thinking of? Airfield.
Nightfire is the fucking. That's the city that you go through at night. That's all burnt up and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to go through all the buildings. Yeah, that was Nightfire. Okay.
That one wasn't a bad map, except for every time you turned around a corner. It had one big.
It wasn't too bad.
Mini warehouse in the middle. No. Oh, I remember that.
I remember that one
too.
too.
That one sucked balls. It had that one hut everybody fought over.
I remember that. Oh boy.
What the fuck was I thinking? Subpen, Station, Dome. I know it's not Dome. Downfall. What's Downfall?
What's a Revolution?
That was that one. Another one with like big fucking buildings. It was one of the.
I barely remember that one.
Yeah, it's because it sucked. It was a big pain in the ass. It was just a big series of buildings.
It was an asylum. Did it have tanks in it?
Yeah, it was outdoors. It had tanks.
So it had to be.
What's battery? Didn't we already look at battery?
Yeah.
We already looked at battery.
It was a big map or a small map?
It was a decent sized map.
I'll bet it was.
I think Downfall's. Yep. I think I'm almost positive that's the one it was.
The one right in front of Hitler's bunker?
Yeah. But it was like long and rectangular and it had shit on each side, plus it had a little bitty bunker in the middle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one I'm talking about that I fucking hated.
It was kind of a pain in the ass, yeah.
Yeah, that fucking.
It was great when it had tanks, but then after a while, they jerked the tanks out of the game, and then after that, that fucking map was pointless. Like, that map only worked when you had fucking tanks.
Station.
That was the subway one.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
That one was kind of cool. It had the two subway, or not the subway tunnels, but the where you walk through. Oh, that's got a full map of it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it had this side rooms on each side of it that were great to fucking go up and down on. The middle sucked. The middle sucked balls because you could just sit on top of one of the fucking on the ends. You could sit on the ends and see the whole goddamn map all the way fucking across.
So what's the big robot trailer thingy?
Oh, well, now, hold on. We got to get to that. So we go back down. That's, what was the other maps there? We stopped. World of Wars, Compound, and...
World at War, Courtyard, Origins.
Oh, it just says two. It has 4 maps, but it only mentions Stadium and Courtyard. Origins is a new zombie experience set in a diesel punk version of World War I. It starts with 4 characters from the first zombie map and explains the beginning of the zombie storyline. I never even knew there was a fucking zombie storyline. In addition to the undead, players also have to evade a 1,000-foot-tall robot abomination. Just like we talked about earlier with Batman, basically. You have one thing that you have to worry about, but you're still fighting something else, too. Kind of the same sense. You have your zombie army that you're fighting against, but you also have a wild card that you can't actually fucking do anything about because it's a 1,000-foot robot, I'm sure.
Yeah, but...
So it's kind of what we were talking about with Batman earlier, or in the last episode. But in the same sense, in this one...
Is that it? DLC 3?
I do believe so.
No, it's
No,
Vengeance.
we want Apocalypse. Keep going. Maybe there's... You want... Just take off the 3 and...
DLC, yeah.
Vengeance, Zombies. They may not have a trailer out for this yet.
There.
Oh, okay, cool.
Apocalypse DLC. Here we go.
All right, so here's the big trailer for the last DLC.
DLC 4 represents the last DLC pack for
No.
so we thought we'd go out with a bang.
Here we are. This is
Here we
the
are
end,
talking.
my friend. This is everywhere we've been. This is everything
Fuck you,
we've
Von der
learned
Haar.
with you. And this is what we're doing to celebrate that experience. We go back to where it started, explaining how and where we got to some of these places. We do this through
multiplayer?
4 very special MP maps. Pod, Frost, Dig, and Takeoff. And an entirely new zombies experience that we call Origins.
It's got it's a big zombie
Pod
robot.
takes us to
Now this isn't the same
awesome
as what we read here. What happened to
concept of a
Stadium
failed
and
utopian
Courtyard?
village.
I have
And
no idea.
that's where your combat experience is. I love what I termed pod hopping. You're literally jumping from interior space that's pretty small and contained to another one, taking people out along the way as you cross this failed utopian village. You've got this amazing, clear-cut, small, medium, long-range engagements as you fight in.
So as soon as you
through,
go from
and
one pod to
around
another,
the
you're going to get
pods.
sniped.
Frost
That's what that is.
takes place in Amsterdam. It's just been through a bit of a snowstorm. We split the map down the middle. There's a bridge over a frozen river.
That's a
and
battlefield
we're
map.
having this pretty epic fight across the bridge and underneath it.
I'm hoping
You're
I
using
know we got to be
boats
seeing that
as
before
cover. You're
remastered
dodging and
bullshit on
weaving,
this.
but you can
'Cause that
just
boat
run
looks
across
horrible.
the
No,
river
you're
and
seeing
get in
early
face.
mock-ups of it without all the
Yeah.
fucking...
Takeoff brings us
Yeah, they don't
back
have all
to
the
the
texture
fan
maps and all that
favorite
shit.
stadium.
This must be a really
Let us
early
make
video.
sure we give you
Right.
a new vibe, a new atmosphere, a new look, a new theme. Takeoff's got this pretty ambitious idea about a rocket launch facility that's floating.
They've
out
had
in
that
the
before
ocean,
too.
But that layout, those flanking paths, those routes, those are going to seem quite familiar to you.
Because it's the same fucking map as the other rocket launch one from Modern Warfare 2, or so I
Dig
think it
explores
was.
an
you're thinking of
archaeological
Blobs,
site
the
that is
first
being
one.
Was it the first
excavated.
Blobs?
Yeah.
We pay homage to an MP map that we had in our game, Call of Duty World at War,
Okay.
Courtyard. But also, Dig is its own map, with its own lanes,
Okay,
its own
so-
battles, and its own experiences. And Dig gives us this opportunity to give back to the fans. Dig is one of my favorite maps of all time.
It's going to be the most hated map of all time.
right, let's see this big fucking robot now.
Origins is exactly what it says on the tin. We're going back to the very moment where the 4 heroes meet for the first time. Nikolai, Dempsey, Takeo, and of course, Richtofen.
Who in the
This
fuck
is not
paid
for the
attention to
faint-hearted.
this shit when they're playing zombies?
These characters are meeting surrounded by the horrors of war. We have a larger scale than we've ever done before, further enhanced by dynamic weather. From
And that
rain,
makes a whole hell of a
rolling
lot of
in,
sense.
snow
Dynamic
falling.
weather, does that mean
In
it's
true
different every
zombie
time you
style,
play it?
Our World War 1 has a thematic twist. Diesel punk. The map features 2 new era-specific
That is not a
weapons.
1,000-foot robot.
The MG08 machine gun. Wow. And a new starting pistol for the
Wow,
first time.
I'm
which
a
is the
douche.
Mauser. Both have been given the diesel punk kind of aesthetic. We've introduced the zombie tank. This is a defendable platform that will move
steampunk,
around the
fucking
map,
British
which you can
fag.
use to fighting off the zombie hordes,
Diesel
and
punk.
also possibly discover some Easter eggs along the way. Oh, by the way, did I mention the giant robots?
Fuck you. Oh, there's a
We have 1,000-foot mechanical giants striding across the landscape. That gives a verticality and scale that we've never seen before in zombies. It also provides hazards or opportunities for the skilled player. This zombies map really has to be seen to be believed.
The fans who've been with us for a very long time are really going
Okay,
to
they've already
appreciate
actually
what
done
pack
this
is about.
because
DLC 4
if the
represents the
big
culmination of
robot
all our
is
experience over time,
undefeatable,
and this really is a roller coaster.
then
of a
they
map.
already did that when they put Stan Lee in that
Apocalypse
one
will be
with
available on
Buffy
August
and
27th.
Michael
first
Rooker
on
and
Xbox Live.
Danny Trejo. Do you remember that zombie map?
That was Blops.
With okay, yeah.
I never played
but,
that.
Well, they already did that because you had the 4 main characters from shit that you recognized, which everyone kind of liked, except for you're still first person, so you don't really get to see much of it. But once you got into fighting the zombies, Stan Lee come out all electrified and dead and crazy.
I thought it was George Romero.
Yes, it was. I apologize. I fucked that up. Sorry. George Romero pops up, all crazy and zombified, and you can't fucking kill him. But he is an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't kill him. So this isn't original at all. They've already fucking done this. Ah, fucking blops.
I stopped playing Blops a while ago.
Fucking blops.
Stopped making the videos. Stopped playing the game. Period. And every time I try to like turn it on and play a game, I'm just like my eyes go fucking sideways. And I'm like, I can't see what's going on, and then I end up shutting it off because I feel like I'm getting motion sickness. I think it's because the TV's up so high. I don't know.
No, because I play in my house. My TV's up that high. I sit below my television. Maybe you're sitting too close to it. Maybe that's a problem.
Could be.
Because I'm kind of far back from mine. But you've got a smaller
I
TV
remember
too.
I used to go on and on about I was trying to get you to buy the game. I was like, oh, it feels like COD 4 all over again.
It's so smooth and everything's wonderful and blah, blah, blah. No, not doing it. Not after Black Ops.
But see, that's before I realized that I was wrong and that there's clearly a problem with Treyarch. I mean, there's always been a problem with Treyarch, but it's clear cut. They suck. And when you are saying they're running around and fucking shooting and the hit detection's so fucking bad, it doesn't even recognize the fact that you're pulling the trigger. It's just terrible. You can't, I mean, the whole idea is the game has to run and flow and be playable. Otherwise, it's not a multiplayer experience. It's a botched glitch fest that fucking just serves to annoy. And that's,
my argument with
and as far as zombies go, they just need to take that shit fucking completely out of the game.
A lot of people only play zombies. They won't play the deathmatch anymore, but they always go back for zombies.
I don't understand. I honestly don't understand it because, well, A, I hate playing with strangers, and B, if you don't play, it's a game that literally forces you to play as a team.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a team to play with, then they say, well, you can play alone, but and
yeah, you're going to get to about the third little round, and you're going to die.
Round 3, and then you're overwhelmed because they haven't given you enough. And that to me is like, okay, they've made you think and made you play strategies, but they didn't adjust the difficulty to compensate all players.
Right.
So they've basically ruled out single players playing the zombie campaign. It's like, it's multiplayer or nothing. You can try, but you're never going to do it. And it's assured. So there's no point. That's why I've never gotten into zombies, ever.
I tried. In the beginning, I tried. In the first, I don't remember which one was the first one to bring in zombies.
World at War.
Was it World at War? That first map that they had, that was just that one little bunker. You couldn't go outside of it. It had like 3 rooms and an upstairs. That was the single best fucking zombie experience ever. You didn't have a whole lot of places you didn't have to run around. You didn't have to score points to unlock doors and all that other stupid shit. It was just literally you're standing there. Here's your windows. They're coming through.
I know what you mean. The first round of zombies was like, okay, you're confined to a small space.
Yeah, and you had to defend it.
Then they started introducing, now you got to turn on the power to some facility.
And it was that's where they fucked it all up. That was the main spot where it just all went to shit.
It gets so much better.
I know. I played the one with Romero, so I know it just kept getting worse.
The latest one, Mob of the Dead. Yeah, you can kill yourself, turn into a spirit, and go into different parts of the map to activate certain switches, and then come back to your body, and then
you have out-of-body experiences in the game.
Yes.
Wow.
It's
I hadn't heard that. I figured I can't believe I didn't fucking know that. I'm sure somebody would have talked about that at some point in time.
Yeah, it was all over. They talked about it. That was one of the big perks of the fucking thing. It was like, out of body. You can only do it a certain number of times, but it's key to like getting to new areas of the map. It's hell, they probably talk about it right here. Maybe, maybe not. I'm really rolling the dice on this, not getting our fucking video banned. Lion.
Hey guys, it's Syndicate here, and I have absolutely lost my voice. But anyway, let's jump into this straight away and talk about Mob of the Dead. We have got new gameplay, new perks,
you can actually kill
new
the
weapons,
zombies while
new
you're
traps, new bosses, new map, new era, new eyes, new everything, okay? I could keep going on, like new secondary equipment like tomahawks, Tommy guns, AK-47s, like the list goes on. It's absolutely amazing with the amount of new stuff we have had thrown at us. It's absolutely amazing how you die in 5 seconds. All right, so straight up, one of the coolest things that I want to point out here. Now, a lot of people have been talking about, like, there's this new thing where, like, you reward this dog boss zombie and you can, get these perks of where the drops will fly towards you and aid you. Not at all. What I've got in mind with this is watch when it flies towards the character. It has the new tomahawking. So what I think we've got is a secondary like grenade that you can throw at the power-ups when the zombies drop them. So in case you're in a situation where you're like, damn it, there's a max ammo over there, but I can't get it, throw a tomahawk, say like across the map and land it. You could drag that max ammo all the way over to you and like beast it for your team if you're playing but solo, it's one of them. I'm using the new pack-a-punched weapon, the Blundergat. Now this thing looks awesome. It's the combination between a blunderbuster and a Gatling gun, and this thing looks crazy. Yes. Now this is the pack-a-punch version, and by the looks of things, when you fire it, it sends off all shots insanely fast. It looks like it's got like a pheromone inside it, kind of like how I described what the War Machine should be like. And when it blows up, it does the effect that we've now got, with the new game mechanics from the Liquefier. Destroys all the zombies around it, attracts them, so it can either be used as a weapon to go, shit, get me the hell out of here, throw it against the wall, or take out the entire wave, wait for them all to get back together, and
he probably
be our new high-round weapon. Now, there's something I really want to pick on super quick about this, and that's the fact that when they actually talked about this being the weapon that the warden collected, and for us to get our hands on it, he actually said one of.
You can see by
so there could be several kind of guns like this in the map hidden throughout as Easter egg rewards. So imagine that. Instead of just getting this one, minigun, blunderbuss, like combined together, we could get different weapons from all the different eras that were prior to, like this Mafia era. And we could get them all, and they could be 4 unique different weapons that once you complete the Easter egg and side missions, you could actually get hands-on with these guns, and then maybe you obtain them from killing the boss zombie, which is looking badass. Now, this guy looks like a complete dick because he can do weird things to the perk machine. As you saw there, like, our character ran past it, did something to it, which we're not too sure about. Like, it made a weird pattern appear around the perk machine, whether that was to, like, protect it or something, but then he just goes straight over, throws flames around it, and maybe that removes the perk from you being able to use it.
I didn't even know there were boss
reactivate the machine.
Zombies
but they
now.
also mentioned something about he can close the box. So maybe if
the Romero thing, that was supposed
he's just around at any time, like a sound goes off, the warden comes running in, and it not just be a round-based thing, because we did actually see a zombie in the background at the same time. So this guy could come running in whilst you're using the box. You could see the new wonder weapon in the box or something like that. And all of a sudden, this guy goes, no, closes the box, and you're just like, balls. what do I do now? So you might be like, what's the afterlife? Now, the afterlife is something that we start in when the game starts up. So like in Ascension, when we started in black and white and, we have to go and activate the power before we can buy perks, obviously, and turn on the color. But this time, we start in and we have this like timer in front of us that's counting down until we go and jump into a body of a person or something weird like that. But we can zap zombies and they seem to be like an insta-kill effect. Now, this might be like you only get a certain amount of power that you're allowed to use in this mode. Sort of like Bioshock games that people have been talking about, referencing to. But just have this awesome ability to kick the ass of zombies that when you're in this alternate mode, but you also may lose out on something else. So it might be like a super powerful thing to use, but it might be hard to obtain. But there's one thing I want to mention is that I have not yet seen a quick revive perk.
Yeah, you only have
a quick revive machine anywhere, and I might just be missing it. But this might be our new alternate for quick revive. Throwing something new in there. We've seen perks being added and removed from all the Call of Duty zombies. So, hey, what if we lose quick revive? What if this is our new version of quick revive, which has got more badass effect? Bye-bye Mustang and Sally, but welcome Electronic Arms. So straight up here, something I just wanted to throw out there. So we've got buildables, as you can see, because earlier in the gameplay, we could actually see the stuff that is required to build this zombie shield. It looks different, which is kind of good. Instead of it just being the same old thing, you actually have to, by the looks of things, find barbed wire, find the actual crate mover thing, and take off a prison door.
Man, interesting how you can carry that, but hey, between fucking waves.
That's the thing.
Now, this is something
you have to find the parts and build it
with the launch
while you're
title
fending off zombies.
Transit, we didn't get any new traps.
They've taken this whole zombie thing to a fucking level that's just
no, we didn't get ones you could just pay for, which are so essential for high round zombies. Now I say this because there's some people who just wait and grind out, waiting for that max ammo.
But that just seems like actually it seems like
when you just don't want to go for using like the wonder weapon or whatever it is, and you just want to use traps or help speed up the process. You can just use these bad boys to get to super high rounds, and people do it with like Kino de Toten and gets like 120 plus in no time, so it's absolutely crazy. But it's great to see that we've got the new traps back, which is the spinning blades and also the acid trap, so that looks absolutely wicked. Now, I don't want to get caught in the acid trap because I'm probably just going to die. I'd hope not, but a trap's a trap. If you get caught in it, you're probably screwed. Now, with these new maps and DLC drops, we're always waiting to find out what's going to quench our thirst, and this time it's going to be Electric Cherry. Now, this is a really cool, interesting perk. Now, I think it's one of them ones that'll be cool to unlock down the line and maybe not one to grab straight away, but I think it's kind of like the one to go like, hey, we had PhD Flopper, which had this really cool effect when you dolphin dived, but this time you get a really cool effect when you reload. Now, when you reload, you get this zap effect around you, which is really, really cool. Because if you're a player that finds yourself getting stuck in situations and you're like spamming and reloading sort of thing and get trapped in a corner, this thing might just escape you out of that situation. But you guys are all pros, so it won't ever happen to you in that circumstance. But this could be a really cool perk. I kind of struggled to see on this gameplay whether or not you could actually see if when you actually zap the zombies that are close to you, you get the points for it. Like in PhD Flopper, you can dolphin dive and dolphin dive and dolphin dive. If you haven't got any ammo, you can just get your points back that way sort of thing. So it'd be interesting to see if you can collect points from doing this. And if you're playing it like dangerously close, like fire, run into them and zap them. And whether or not it's like an
Christ, this guy just goes on and on and on. That annoying voice. I just wanted to show you the fucking soul power thing, and that's the extent they've gone to with this game.
Okay, I understand that you got to bring new stuff in every once in a while to keep making it interesting, but like we were saying earlier, it's overstayed its welcome. Almost zombies, because like earlier we were talking about Gears of War 3, and how they made a new version of the bad guys in that. What the fuck are they called? I can't remember what they're called now.
Glowy eyes.
No.
Or the yellow guys. Yellow glows.
Yeah, they are the infected version of the enemy that was already there.
Right.
I don't remember what the fuck they're called.
Glowies.
No. God damn it. Quit saying glowies. I'm talking about the original villains in Gears of War 3. They had a name, and I can't remember what the fuck they were.
The bugs.
No. They had some big, goofy...
Thought they were called bugs.
No, they weren't called bugs.
Then the infected ones were glow bugs.
Anyway,
I forgot what they were called, but I know what you're talking about. But the zombies it's run its course. The whole zombie thing is run its course. I mean, they will beat a horse to death and then fucking cut its head off, prop it on a stick, and then fucking gallop it around some more to make you think it's still alive, so you want to beat it some more.
Right.
And they've done that it's now. It's almost like an ironic parody now with the zombies, because now they've not only vivisected a fucking horse and trotted around all its body parts, now that the zombie horse has come to, back to life and started trotting around in all of its pieces, and now you're beating the zombie horse to death. And it's just like, it's an idea and a concept that just doesn't seem to die or want to die. And with shows like The Walking Dead and the fucking Rising Dead Rising this, Dead Rising that.
It's exactly why you haven't seen another Left 4 Dead game, because they know they squeeze the fuck out of it.
No, you haven't seen another Left 4 Dead game because Left 4 Dead always sucked. Always.
It was cool in the very beginning when it's just like, holy shit, I got these guns, I get to mow down zombies. But then you realize after the 5th or 6th level, all I'm doing is running from point A to point B.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead was exactly this. A multiplayer fucking mod for Half-Life 2.
That's true.
And the fact that people actually paid like 50 or $60 for that is just mind-boggling, because it's all it was Half-Life 2 with a new fucking new type of system built in. Like, now you just run around and things chase you.
Yeah. It's actually they actually had balls for pumping out 2 games that literally had no storylines whatsoever. Literally, you had 4 characters. They were different, each end of the pool, but there was no story. There was no reason to run from point A to point B except for the fact that there was a fucking mob of zombies after you. But there wasn't anything in point B that was going to help you. There wasn't no solution to the fucking epidemic. It literally was just, that's why you're going there, just to survive. And people got bored of it. I mean, I don't think there's anyone left playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Because it still runs on Half-Life 2. I mean, all these new games, like, wow, this is cool. Half-Life 2 engine is so fucking old, it's not even funny. They need to just fucking say fuck it and come out with either Episode 3 of Half-Life 2, which by now it's too late, or just come out with Half-Life 3. They need to do the full update and just come out with Half-Life 3 at this point.
You're on that bandwagon with billions of people who want to see Half-Life 3.
Because you didn't finish Half-Life 2.
I never played Half-Life 2.
See, that's your problem.
I never picked it up.
I had the longest time. For the longest time, I had an issue with Half-Life 2 too. I was like, I don't know. Then I played the game. I was like, yeah, I played it years after it came out. I'm like, wow. So then I had to play all the episodes right immediately after that because the story kind of sucked me in. And where they leave you, it's like, oh, now I got to know what happens. And that's where the rest of the world was left. Like, come on, what happens?
And they still haven't come up with it yet.
Yep, all that based off of I'm utterly convinced it's based off of the movie The Arrival.
The Charlie Sheen alien flick?
Yes.
Really? That's a horrible movie.
Never seen it myself.
It's bad. All the aliens, like, the only reason you know they're aliens because they kick their fucking knees back, because they all look human. But they just kick their fucking knees back and they look like broken grasshoppers running down the fucking road. It's ridiculous. It's a horrible fucking movie.
I just say that because the lead character in the game
looks like
Charlie Sheen in that movie.
Yeah, other than that, there's no fucking connection whatsoever. I don't know where you came up with that.
It's that.
It's the only thing I got. There's not even aliens
what's his
in Half-Life.
name in the movie, Gordon?
I don't fucking know. Who knows?
Well, anyway, that's the zombie. This whole monster. I think they're literally. I'll go back to the dead horse fucking metaphor over and over, but that'll be me beating a dead horse.
Right.
A whole new dead horse. Zombies needs to come to a close. Treyarch needs to go out of business. The kids are never going to allow this to happen. They're just going to play this shit till they're fucking 40 years old. I still love that Black Ops 2. That was one of my favorite. But anyway.
Okay, so what we got left here? I think the only thing we got left is the Breaking Bad thing.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad just came back. It had its new episode last night, which John has not seen, so I'm not allowed to talk about it.
That's right.
Which is bad because I watched 6 fucking episodes in a row yesterday because they had the whole marathon of the first half of this season on AMC. So it's all kind of jumbled up in my head, and I might end up fucking leaking something, but it's not going to be that big a deal.
Don't leak anything.
Because not a lot happened on that last episode.
Don't.
I don't know where one ended and the other began. But, yeah, I got to see the episodes from late last year.
Well, I already know, this is as much as I already know. I know that Walter punches someone.
Punches someone?
At least that's what I was told. Or
yeah, probably.
I read.
I'm sure he almost punches someone every fucking episode.
No, the last episode.
Oh, the last episode.
You saw the last episode, right? The first episode of this season?
No, actually, I missed that.
Oh, so you haven't seen this?
Well, when I jumped into the marathon, I missed the first season, but watched
the first episode of this season. Last
right
season,
after
yes.
Gus dies.
No. The first episode of the current season that is running that started yesterday.
Yes, I watched that last night.
Right.
Yes. Did he punch somebody? I'm probably, but I don't remember for sure.
You don't remember what you watched yesterday?
I told you I watched 6 fucking episodes in a goddamn row. I can't really remember exactly what happened. I sat there all fucking day.
I know, but it would have been the last episode you watched.
I understand that, but it's all just one big story in my head right now. I don't really remember what happened from episode to episode.
Okay. The last episode I saw involved Walter killing... What's his name?
Mike. Old man Mike. Yeah. Because they tried to sell the methylomane on him or some shit. Well, that's not why he killed him. Well, it kind of was.
Oh.
Whatever the hell that shit's called. Yeah, I fucked this. What's
It's not methylomane.
That does. Yeah, I made it sound Chinese, didn't I? Well, what? Okay, pronounce a word for me so I know I do. Methylamine. There we go.
Methylomane.
Methylamine. Whatever it was. Fuck
well,
off.
all right. It killed Mike.
We already know I have horrible pronunciation. Yeah, he killed Mike because he was pissed at Mike. What the fuck was he pissed at Mike about? God damn it! I just watched this yesterday. They were in an argument. Oh, he was bitching at him because he told Walter that he should have just known his place, stayed to cook, and if Gus would have been alive, none of this shit would have ever happened. He blamed everything that's happened in that first season, or first half of that season, on Walter because Walter had to kill Gus.
Well,
because of Gus or Walter's ego.
But Mike was leaving.
Mike was leaving, yeah.
And Walter was paranoid and afraid that he was going to get caught.
That because of the 9 guys in prison.
Right, well, yeah, but
that was a big part.
But he had all them killed. But Walter.
That was after that.
Yeah, but he had to do that to get all the. Yeah, he was. Yeah, okay, yeah. That was the very last episode where he had all the 9 guys killed
in 2 minutes. Which
but
was
Walter
fucking crazy.
Killed Mike because
Mike
was afraid Mike was going to get caught because the feds were watching Mike, and that's why Mike ended up leaving.
But Mike already had himself clear from the feds. I mean, granted, they were still watching him, but the feds had nothing on him.
Walter had no reason.
Walter was pissed because Mike wouldn't give him the names of the 9 guys in prison.
Right.
That's what it was.
Walter also.
So he shot him.
He could have just let him go. That was the whole thing at the end. At the
but Mike ripped his ass open about
Right, but he was.
You would have just been Gus's bitch. None of this would have ever happened. Is basically
what he said.
But he was
gonna just let him go, but then he realized that he.
No, he didn't realize.
He didn't realize he was. He wasn't mad. He was afraid.
He was extremely angry.
So you're reading into that wrong.
Because Mike called him a bitch. Mike treated his head that if you would have stayed where everything, this is all your fault.
Which is no different than all the other abuse he'd taken throughout the rest of the series. He was afraid that Mike was going to get caught.
He shot Mike out of anger.
I think he shot him out of paranoid fear.
No, he shot Mike out of anger. He was pissed, got in his car, got super pissed, got back out of his car again, shot Mike. Mike wrecked into a tree and then stumbled down by the fucking lake.
But
it was out of anger.
No, it wasn't out of anger.
Yes, it
Watch
was.
it again. It wasn't out of anger. But anyway, that's where I left off of them all killing all the fucking inmates.
Right.
And then Hank finding out about
the WW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the end of season 5.
Now, see, I thought this was season 5 continued. I didn't.
Yeah. So did I.
Are they calling it season 6 now? Because last night, all they're doing is calling it the final episodes.
No, it's season 6.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, thank you. You know how fucking pissed I am about that? Just thinking about that just burns me up. You know why I'm pissed?
I want to hear this, yeah.
The fucking $26 I paid for an entire season of Breaking Bad, only to find out that they were cutting it short and waiting a whole fucking year to finish the season, and then to find out, oh, guess what? It's a new season, so all that money you spent on last season was incorporated into 8 fucking episodes. $25 for 8 episodes.
That's kind of a ripoff, yeah, because this new
I
season...
could have bought them single file and paid and had it been half of that.
Right. And this final...
It's unforgivable what they did.
This final season that's coming out, it's only going to be 8 episodes, too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't realize they split it up into season 5 and season 6, though. But what I thought was crazy, and it's my own fault for not really paying attention, I didn't realize Breaking Bad was coming up again until that day. I looked on Facebook, flipping through there, and hey, the last episode of Breaking Bad's going to be on.
I've been waiting for it for a year.
I just never heard anything about a date. They never put Breaking Bad starts whatever fucking Sunday was. But so then I get on there and I was like, oh wait a minute, now let me think about this. AMC, when they have a new episode of the first season, they love doing that marathon shit. So I get to go and watch all the fucking episodes. Well, I sat down and I started watching them and I missed the fucking first one. So I missed the actual fallout of Gus getting blown up and Walt trying to put everything back together. And I jumped in season 2 episode 2 where Skylar's still crying because her affair dude, I can't remember, Ted Beneke, he's fucking crippled. I thought he was dead, but he's actually just fucking crippled. And so she's still freaking out about that, laying around crying, and she's worried about Walt because he's supposed to be the danger man now and all that shit. So I jumped in a little late. Then later on that night, I get on Netflix and come to realize all the episodes of season 5, as you call it, are already on fucking Netflix. I could have been sitting on Netflix and watching them at ease instead of playing with my DVR all goddamn day, pausing and then getting up for a half hour and I mowed my yard and shit.
Yeah.
Come back and started watching them again and I was missing shit here and there. I just if I would have known they're on Netflix, I just would have sat down, watched them all on fucking Netflix, DVR'd the new fucking episode.
Well, I can assure you of one thing. They're not getting my money again.
So
I will wait until this entire fucking season has cleared the books.
And on Netflix.
And wait till it's on Netflix because that's bullshit. I paid for an entire season. An entire season is what I should have fucking got. They are,
I never even thought about that, yeah. But yeah, because you buy them off of what was Zune and now it's just Xbox Video or whatever.
And they fucking, I was thinking the whole time, I was like, you know what? I really shouldn't buy, you know what? And I'm starting to think it was more than $25.
It might have been.
Because I was like, something stopped me. I'm like, wait a minute. I should really think this purchase through because, I really want to see the new season of Breaking Bad, but I don't want to, it had to have been more. Because I remember just thinking wow, the price of seasons of shit has gone up or something because this is I used to pay because you used to pay $25 for a season of something.
Oh, now it's $50. Now almost every time with True Blood and all that other shit.
Oh, but see, that's all fucking HBO Showtime shit.
That don't matter. It's
all
it
considered.
Does.
The premium
considered
stuff,
television series.
The premium stuff has always been way more expensive.
No, because all the USA stuff, it's about $40 to $50 a season, brand new.
What is?
All the shit off USA, the Burn Notice and all those fucking shows.
Is all what?
That's all about $40 to $50 a piece.
Who would pay that?
People who want to watch that show really fucking bad as soon as it comes out on
See,
DVD.
this is where they're fucking up. This is where these companies are fucking seriously screwing the pooch.
No, because they think you got, 12, 13 episodes? That's almost 13 hours of entertainment, plus all the extras and bullshit like that. You pay $25 for a 2-hour movie if you get it on Blu-ray. So why not spend $50 on 12 hours of fucking...
Because no one's going to pay that much.
They do. There are people
not that many. Not as many as there are fucking who'd pay $25 the way it used to be. You know why they're raising the amount now is because they don't want to fucking lose... Actually, I don't know why. They wouldn't be in bed with fucking cable subscribers either.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's got to be part of it. That's probably why they never released the old season.
Not cable subscribers, cable companies.
Yeah.
Because the only reason they jack up the prices is to try to keep people off it to stay on cable. But why support cable? If you've got another viable option that's going to make money, you bilk that. But that's just it.
With cable, the DVD releases and the Netflix release, they never release them right up until that next season's about to start. All that shit that comes out on DVD, it always waits that full year and to come out until the next season is about to start on TV. That's how it always works. That's how it worked with Breaking Bad. They did not release those episodes of season 5 on Netflix until season 6 was about to start. Works with Sons of Anarchy. Works with...
No, that's Netflix. You're talking about Netflix.
But it's the same thing with the DVD. Netflix doesn't get a hold of it till the DVD comes out. Actually, with some shit, Netflix doesn't get a hold of it till a month after the DVD comes out.
Well...
So that's a big part of how that works. They've wait that full year. They want to get everybody thirsty for that new season. So about a week before it fucking releases, that's when they dump the DVDs on you and the instant streaming.
I'll tell you what's happened
and
with
all
this
that shit.
increased price. It's these companies are now starting to become aware of on-demand shit and how shit's going to end up going.
Right.
So now they're like, ooh, we need to capitalize on this. Where before it was just like, let's just test the water and see how it does. Whereas like everybody's like, ooh, like, you know, like drug dealers. They get you hooked early on with like, she bought that? Oh boy. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm talking about something else. What was I going to say?
Getting you hooked early on.
Yes.
Dude, you got to quit looking at this.
I'm sorry. They get you hooked early on with cheaper prices, better content, whatever, and then once everyone's hooked, it's like, now we collect our money. And
are you trying to look
but people are still kind of like, people like me are like, I don't want to pay that. And I know there's an alternative out there. It's called Netflix. All I got to do is be patient.
Right.
But then they're going to start getting the hint, like, oh, people are just waiting for Netflix. Then they're going to go take a full-out frontal assault on Netflix and get that site shut down.
But no, they don't. They already did that. They didn't get the site shut down, but with like...
Oh, you think they just try once and give up when they fail?
No. They're not trying to shut the site down because they know at some point, somehow that's not going to work. But what they did is like a half a dozen production companies out there made it to where Netflix does not get the opportunity to release DVDs and instant streaming until 28 days after it's released on DVD. You didn't know anything about this?
No.
Yeah, they've worked it out because it was getting to that point. No one was buying DVDs anymore because as soon as they come out on DVD, Netflix had them for free or for whatever it was. Redbox was the same way. You could rent it for a fucking $1. So they made it to where Netflix and Redbox did not get a hold of these until 28 days after the DVD was released. So that way, the people who were hungry to watch these things as soon as they come out on DVD didn't have that alternative. So they had to go out and buy them on DVD if they wanted them instantly that fucking day it came out. That was how DVD and Blu-ray saved itself. Because all the big studio companies out there stopped them from fucking being able to have possession of them as on the release date. There are probably over half of the big production companies out there that stop Netflix from having their shit until 28 days after the fucking, exactly 4 weeks after the fucking DVD's released. That happens with almost everything on Netflix now. You go to Walmart, you see something on the rack, you're like, oh yeah, I want that. I'm going to go home and put it on my Netflix queue. You go home, look it up, not released until fucking 4 weeks from now. That's so they can still push those fucking DVD sales. Because if Netflix didn't go along with this, fucking the production companies have been like, fine, we're just not going to give you a copy of our movie, so you can't play it on your Netflix, or you can't rent it from your distribution. So that was the fucking negotiation. You're looking for how much you would spend on Breaking Bad.
Yes, I am.
Just pop up the little find thing and type it in. The Control F, so find shit. That'd be the easy way to do it, and obviously that's not the way you're going to do it.
Control F.
Yeah, it pops up the little finder thing, so you just type in something and it pops up.
On a Mac?
Does it work on Mac? I don't know. It works on Windows, on fucking PC. I don't know if it works on Mac or not. Does it even have a control button?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Let's see.
He's looking to see exactly how much he paid.
It was. It's not listing it directly.
Why not? A bunch of other shit's on here.
I know, but for some reason that's not.
Comedy Night.
It's probably because it was a
Pulp
fucking
Fiction. Why wouldn't it be on here? I see movies. I don't see TV shows.
Exactly.
Bones. No, Bones is on there.
Bones is on there.
I'm telling you, man, do that little find feature. You're never going to find it.
But you know what isn't on here?
What? Smoking Aces? You bought Smoking Aces on here?
Yes, I did. Great. I'm letting you peer into my personal.
You have a personal collection. That's funny. I just didn't think you'd like a movie like Smoking Aces.
Yeah, Smoking Aces is like a guilty pleasure.
It is. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm not having any luck. What it comes down, because there's a bunch of purchases that aren't showing up, like all of our fucking Deadliest Catches, Project Runways.
How can you reach it when you go through that fast?
Because I've already been through all of this.
Oh, okay.
But there's a bunch of shit like this that probably all amounts to that.
Points bundle.
Because look at
No,
this.
that's when you buy points.
715 to 812. 1,600, 400, 1,600, 1,600, 1,600, 400, 1,600, 1,600. I mean, there's so many purchases being made during that period.
Yeah.
That's what?
Was that about the time that the season ended? Because when does...
460, 80, 100. That's 120... 128 or 130, I'm sorry, dollars worth of shit in 1 month.
That's probably almost as much as I've ever spent on Xbox Live points.
But that's what that goes to a lot of shows, and it was during this period because that's when the new season of Breaking Bad started last year.
Yeah, but
so
wouldn't you want to go
here.
to the end of the season?
So
possibly?
At one point in this, like maybe the 24th, when I bought that and that, maybe that's what that was for.
Why did you buy it under two different bundles?
Because they're Microsoft Points bundles. You couldn't buy specific Microsoft Points.
Okay.
I didn't buy it for like, I know it has it set up, it takes this, but you still have to buy the bundles because they never sold, like, it's not like you buy one Microsoft point.
Well,
you know
I understand.
how the system
I know,
works.
but I figure you can buy more than 1,600 points at a time.
Because I didn't want to buy fucking with whatever it was.
But you did
like
anyway.
Or 4,000.
It adds up the same anyway.
I didn't know I was going to be spending that much.
Until later that day.
No, it's multiple days. See, this
No,
one,
you
this
said-
one be two. I needed to buy something that was $25. Boom, $25.
But you got two of them on the 24th, which means you bought points twice in one day.
Yeah, just like I bought twice here.
Oh, okay. You just didn't know you were going to buy it later on. It just seems like you ought to just buy points by the $50 package or
I
whatever.
don't want to drop $50 in one day if I know I'm not going to need it. Then I just have excess points. Now we're just babbling. But anyway, I know I spent a lot, and I know I got fucked over because what is it? Maximum 25 you're looking at. $25 for the episode or for that season. $25. Boom, doom, doom, doom. 25. That's like $3 per episode on an 8-episode run.
Right.
Normally these things, and I always buy it in SD, so normally these things are like $2.
Yeah, $2 a piece. It's 160 points.
So technically I could have, I'm not saving a bunch, but I'm saving enough.
That 8 episodes you would have spent, no, you wouldn't have saved anything. It would have been $24. No, it would have been $16.
Right. I would have saved like $8.
Yeah, something like that.
But that's $8.
But he's right because he was promised that was the first half of season 5. So what did you think? That you automatically would just get
I figured it would just carry it over
to the rest of them when they got
I
released?
should have known when they said we'll be back next fall.
Yeah.
It's like, what, a year? That's not a fucking mid-season break. That's a season break. And sure as shit it was. So yeah, season 6, don't know anything yet about it.
It basically feels the same as season 5. Literally. I
Really?
don't know. There's one major point that I don't know if it started on this episode or ended on the end of season 5. But, there was a big choice made. But I'm not going to get into that.
Well, yeah, there was a big choice made.
What was the choice?
The big choice was whether or not to work with the one chick to export meth to the Ukraine.
The distribution chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, she had to.
Is that where that
Walt
episode?
had to kill. That was the last episode. She was talking about opening up export to Eastern Europe.
Right.
And in order to do that, she had to make sure that he wasn't going to get busted. He was like, I need to get that list so I can kill the dudes. You find out he was going to murder her, but then he takes it back, and then he agrees to do that. One dude with the sketchy biker fucking family, he's sketchy.
Oh, yeah, the weird young Tom,
the
redneck retard guy.
The prototype Matt Damon dude.
Yeah. He does kind of look like that.
Yeah, he's going to end up, I know he's going to end up fucking over Walter.
Yeah, because he's paying way too much attention with the cooking. He's really trying to suck in every little bit
He's either going to get killed in a very dramatic way, or he's going to fuck Walter over and end up with the business or something. But I got my own ideas, but now I'm like,
Oh, I do remember the big thing about last episode. It basically showed the end of the season. It showed where it's going. And I can't tell you what it is, but it was kind of like in season 2 where like was season 2 the one that ended with the big plane crash? Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember how they kept showing you like pictures of the doll floating in the pool and you never knew what the fuck or why or how that linked all together until the very end?
Right.
It's doing it again. Okay. It's doing the exact same fucking shit.
Go figure.
Yeah, where it's like, this is going to happen.
Well, we
just don't tell you how we get there until we actually
They already
get
showed people at the beginning of season 5 where Walter White ends up.
Where was that?
Well, that's when it's his 41st birthday or something, and he's 51st or whatever. He's at a truck stop, fucking talking to some waitress, then goes out and he's got a fucking M60 in his fucking trunk.
Did he have a full head of hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Then so that's probably his 61st birthday then. Because his 51st birthday just happened.
No, he doesn't. It's not a 10-year jump. It's like the very next year.
Okay, well then it's 52nd.
52nd.
Yeah, because they had the 51st birthday. And
yeah, it's his 52nd.
That was, I don't know. Was that this episode? Was that last night? I can't remember which episode. Did you see the?
He ends up buying the machine gun from the same gun dealer that sold him his first gun.
No, I didn't. That must have been on the first episode.
That's the first
5.
season. That's the first episode of season 5.
Okay, see, I didn't see. I got to go back and watch that off Netflix. No, I'm talking about the episode where they're actually having his 51st birthday, and Skylar goes crazy and walks into the pool.
Yeah, that's season 5 too.
Okay.
But this was just like a flash forward of events that were going to take place.
In the first episode of season 6, there's an even further flash forward where you see him. Yeah, I can't tell you.
Okay.
Damn it. God, this is crazy. But yeah, it literally goes to a place where you just don't expect. And the only thing that it links to that I can really tell you about is it involves that little microphone thing that he had when he was talking to the distribution tech. Remember he had it underneath the hat? The little white cylinder thing? You don't remember that at all? He was in the restaurant talking to her.
That's not a microphone.
What the fuck was it?
That was poison.
Was it?
He was going to kill her.
That's what that was in the little cylinder?
Yes.
Okay, well that I didn't realize.
Remember she was making a big deal about how he was going to kill her. I thought it was a fucking
microphone, yeah.
No, he was going to poison her.
I thought it was a fucking microphone. Okay, I'm sorry.
It makes more sense. If he didn't get the list from her, he was going to kill her.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't realize what that little vial was. I thought it was some sort of weird microphone recorder.
Yeah, the vial is synonymous with Walter now. It's the fucking...
Is it the same shit he poisoned the little boy with?
No, it's this shit that... The
ricin? Yeah, that's the same shit he poisoned the little boy with.
No, he poisoned the boy with the flowers.
I thought that shit was called ricin. No, ricin came in earlier than that.
The ricin was what fucking what's his name? Jesse thought the kid was poisoned with.
Right.
Because that's what Walter wanted him to think he was poisoned with.
Right.
What he was actually poisoned with was the lily of the valley flower thing that Walt slipped in.
But didn't
somehow.
he use ricin earlier in the show?
And he was hiding he hid the ricin in his house behind some wall
the outlet,
socket. Yeah. And then he ended up sneaking it back into Jesse's apartment and putting it in the little rover thingy to find later. And then he reclaimed it and was going to use it on her.
Right.
Yeah, that's a running theme in the show is that ricin shit.
But he was going to poison...
Because somehow it's got to end up with Walter White being poisoned by ricin because it's been the linchpin of every season, it seems like. He has the ricin and has never used it once.
Well, he tried to use it on that one crazy Mexican guy.
Yeah, he tried to use it on Tuco, and then but he's never successfully used the ricin. So it's got to be successfully used, and I'll bet you money it's either used on Jesse or Walter. I'll bet money. We should start our little where's this show going? Yeah, how's it all going to end? Walter clearly dies.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. If you want, I can start DVRing these in my house, and sometime you can come down and watch them.
Well, the thing is, Soraya would never forgive me if I watched them.
Oh, she's in this too?
Yes.
Oh, she can come along. Shit.
So,
pick a night where you two can come down.
That's the hard part, though, is fucking finding a night where we're together.
Yeah.
Well, shit, we've been at this for an hour and 20 minutes, if you can believe that.
Well, that's because we got on Breaking Bad.
That's true.
That shit happens.
But fuck Xbox Live. Fuck Xbox Live and fuck Breaking Bad for making me pay for 8 episodes, a full season's price for 8 episodes.
The one thing I want to point out about Breaking Bad that this new season, 5th season and the 6th season, that feels weird that all the other seasons had, there was always a protagonist that Walter had to go up against. First it was Tuco, then you had Gus, and then, there's been other people that I can't think of off the top of my head. But in these, season 5 and season 6, literally, he is the man. Granted, he had to fight with Mike, and he had to get his fucking meth.
That's the whole point, Jake.
That he's
become the man.
Yeah, he's become the man now.
The villain. He can't fight any villains anymore. He's now the main villain.
I understand that, but in that sense, it literally seems like the show's missing something.
Yeah.
It's missing that conflict.
It's missing the conflict of humanity because now he's the monster.
Right.
He's fully made that transition into complete monster that, everyone was warning him about and telling him about, blah, 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 and then he finally has become that. So now, as opposed to having the internal battle, which is boring,
right,
he's going to just fall to pieces immediately, showing how difficult it is to say the man.
And that's... Well, actually, that's not really where season 6 is going, but okay.
Oh, please don't tell me it's a bunch of... it's got to throw in the whole, am I the bad guy kind of thing. It's been doing that since the beginning.
No, because in a sense, though, but further along, he enjoyed being the bad guy. Like, he wanted to be the man. He wanted to be Gus. He wanted the Empire.
No, he wants to be... He's always wanted to have the power, but he doesn't want to be the man. He doesn't want to be what they were. He envisions himself as the guy who does it right.
Right.
The only guy who seems to want to do it as a business, as a professional.
Right.
But he's learned enough along the way to where he's not going to let anybody fuck him over either.
Right.
He's learned how to keep his shit, but he doesn't want to admit that he's the guy.
Right. It's almost to the fact like he doesn't even realize that he's making a drug that kills people. It just literally
he's
controlling something.
Yeah, he's not like fucking Tony Montana.
Yeah.
He's trying to be the sensible fucking drug dealer.
Which is kind of funny that you say that, considering they were sitting there watching Scarface at one point in time.
Well, of course. Well,
the end of season 5.
Every drug dealer's got to watch Scarface, apparently.
Yeah, but he was sitting there with his 17-year-old son and his baby daughter sitting there watching Scarface.
Well, that movie's so tame now. It's good for the whole family.
But yeah, so Breaking Bad, it's going to have to pick itself up if it's going to have a good ending. Granted,
Nice.
Well, and
it's got to do more to impress me.
You knew that by season 5, though. You felt that way. You knew that.
Well, I felt season 5 was just kind of. It just felt like it was not going anywhere.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's not going anywhere. It's going to its end.
But that's just it. It's got to have a big end. With every season of Breaking Bad, there's always been like those 3 or 4 episodes in the beginning that are really fucking good and action-packed. And then it slows way the fuck down for like 4 episodes. And then those last 2 episodes are fucking back balls to the wall crazy as hell. And that's pretty much that. And that's the MO with a lot of shows these days.
I think you're thinking of the entire AMC lineup at this point.
Well, not just that. I mean, all these shows, like Smallville had that horrible thing too, where they have a great premiere, shitty fucking middle, and then a great ending leading up to next season. Smallville was horrible about that. And there's a lot of shows that are like that.
I know everybody says that. Like right after Sarai and I got out of Hell on Wheels, it started to get really good, but I find that hard to believe.
Because you had 4 or 5 episodes that are just boring as hell?
Because it was all set up. It was all set up for shit that they were doing later, and the characters at that point were just like, I don't give 2 shits about these fucking people.
Right.
It's like you got fucking Lieutenant What's-His-Name from the Next Generation running the show. Some fucking bitch you don't know if she's British or not, fucking... playing a badass that she shouldn't be playing. The fucking dude, the main dude, who's just like, I don't fucking care. Like one episode, you think he's like Clint Eastwood, and the next minute you're like, he's just a douchebag.
Right.
And then the black guy who's got to play the new Denzel Washington, apparently. I'm the baddest black man ever. Don't you cross me.
Is that Common guy?
Yeah.
Common.
He's Common, all right.
Yeah. I don't know.
The one guy they fucking, and I'll say it again, they would have kept me in that series a lot longer had they not killed off Buffalo Bill. Had they kept him alive, I would have been seeing a lot more episodes.
Speaking of which, have you ever watched any of the Game of Thrones shit?
Nope.
I am going to hook you up with that because I thought that was a great fucking show.
See, everybody says that too about fucking Game of Thrones, but it can't be that fucking good.
It is. It is that fucking good.
A lot of people said that about The Sopranos too, and I only got into about like a couple of seasons of Sopranos,
have tried Sopranos.
And I'm like, okay, it's just basically the same shit over and over.
I'm going
to
hook you up a Game of Thrones. I want you to watch that, and then we'll have a Next Gen Jerks Game of Thrones episode.
See, because there's a whole thing about those HBO shows that get really popular. I don't think they're that good of shows, as good as people think they are. I think that people are just so addicted to the water cooler sessions of, that they hype those shows so hard. It's the same shows that you see all the time anywhere else, but it has that water cooler factor that keeps everybody more interested in that than the actual show. And Sopranos, I mean, you go back and watch Sopranos now, it's like, yeah, it's a pretty interesting idea, and the characters are pretty cool, but what's the big fuss?
Right.
And I think that about a lot of popular shows. I mean, I'm sure Game of Thrones, since it's still on, right?
Yeah, it just ended season 3, but they're full on. They're more popular than True Blood. True Blood was HBO's front-running show there for a while, and
I thought that was Showtime's.
No, they're both HBO.
Oh,
yeah, True Blood's HBO.
Yeah, well, there's only so much you can take of vampire sex.
Well, that's just it. We watched the last season of True Blood, and it's really kind of worn out its welcome. Like it doesn't have near as much sex in it as it did, because now they're trying to base more on story, and I think half the actresses are being like, I don't really want to get naked every episode. So,
But that's the only reason people were watching
Exactly. And now they've slowed all that shit down and got more into the story and the action, and but they made the vampires weaker almost, because they're fighting other vampires now, so now they don't seem special.
That always works.
Yeah, that always fucking works.
Ugh.
So, it's worn itself out. And Game of Thrones will probably do the same thing, but the first season was basically all build-up. It was. I have to admit. It had some major points in it that happened, but season 2 and season 3 were just fucking insane, and it was a great show. The only problem with Game of Thrones that I have, which is actually the opposite of Breaking Bad, which I really enjoy, Game of Thrones has like 15 different storylines all going on at once. It's when you first start watching that show, it feels like a fucking history lesson, because it jams all this shit at you at once. You're trying to remember names and where this person's from and that person's from and what they got to do with each other. That's the one thing I appreciate about Breaking Bad. There's maybe 3 storylines going on there. What's going on with Walt, what's going on with Jesse, and what's going on with whoever they're going up against. They've always kind of made it very simple, very straightforward. Okay, and what's going on with Hank and his bitchy-ass wife?
Well.
But they've always kind of kept it intertwined, more or less. With Game of Thrones, there are certain storylines that have nothing to do with
But
other
that's
parts
just
of the
like
show.
Sopranos. Sopranos fucking deviated off of all these different tangents where you're following the cronies and the fucking this and that. It's like, I don't care about these fucking people. I don't care. Like, let's get back to
And
fucking
Game of Thrones
the main
had
guy.
that problem. It followed one guy, Killjoy, and he went off and did his own thing forever, and then came back and tried to take over a castle that no one was watching. And then the people who were supposed to be commanding him, they're like, good luck. You can defend that castle on your own, buddy. We didn't tell you to take it, so now you're fucked.
Now, what about Boardwalk Empire?
Never got into that, because I really don't care about like that time era and what that show's about. I just...
Okay.
The Prohibition. That's the word I'm looking for.
Care about Prohibition?
No, I really don't care about Prohibition.
Wow.
I don't care about people fighting over fucking whiskey. Granted, I'm glad to see Steve Buscemi get a fucking like a starring role in something, because the man fucking deserves it. He's done his time. He's had his time.
Done his time.
He's done his time doing the supporting roles and never getting his moment in the sun. Now he got his moment in the sun with Boardwalk Empire, and I applaud that.
I wish I had that, just a picture of Steve Buscemi on the screen. He's done his time.
He earned what he got with Boardwalk Empire. I mean, that show won awards. I'm pretty sure he won a Best Actor or some bullshit in the Emmys or some bullshit like that. But yeah, the Prohibition 1950s or whatever the fucking time frame it stands in, I just don't give 2 shits about that.
You're more interested in old-timey castles and kingdoms.
I like medieval stuff more than I do Prohibition. Sorry. It's just
anything that's like supernatural, or
I do, yeah, and
anything that can be in the game Dungeons and Dragons. You like.
Well, I can't. That's pretty much where I
Prohibition is a very remarkable period in American history.
Yeah, that's great. I learned about it in school, and it didn't interest me then. It's not going to interest me now.
Well, that's because you learned it from a fucking tool. You got to learn it the right way.
From HBO.
From Ken Burns. But that's another topic.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Hope you liked our TV segment of Next Gen.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed our rants about Microsoft an AMC, and don't buy anything on demand through either.
Yeah, I would.
Both suck.
Want to do shit like that? Buy it off DVD. Fuck it.
Or
just
I'm
wait
all
for
for
Netflix.
that now. You may not get it as soon as it comes out, but at least you're not paying fucking 3 times as well. I don't remember how much I paid, but I remember it was a lot. Okay, we're not going back over
this. Coming from a guy who was trying to thin out his DVD collection because he wanted it all on digital. He's like, why do I need these things sitting on that shelf?
I should have known that corporations weren't going to be responsible. They're all children. Everyone's children. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot for watching. There was a double hitter tonight.
Yep. This was part 2.
Part 2. Thanks for a lot watching. This is Next Gen Jerks.
Later.